and welcome. My name is Alan, and we are here with a series I'm wanting to kind of get into. And what we're talking about here is essentially, this is something I want to put out like once a week. But we're going to start out here with a couple of them. And the whole idea of the series is stupid quotes of the week. Stupid stuff morons say. And yeah, first one we want to start with is we have a quote by Mad Money's Jim Cramer, and he's talking about the UAW strike and what the company should do. And of course, this was on Crystal and Kyle and Friends from one of their show clips. But I just want to talk about what happens here.
Listen.
I'm going to posit something. The man you saw just now, I think, is a paper tiger. He's coming in and saying, well, they've never seen anything like it. I think there's a nuclear option on the table if he's not careful. And that nuclear option is a country called Mexico. You don't hear about it much. But if you say we're intransigent and we're going to stay at 40%, there's no give, well, you know what? Monterrey, Puebla, Querétaro.
There's the capacity to have that happen, not overnight.
Mercedes did it in 2 years.
2 years would be a long time, too.
Why? They don't have that much demand. You put that out there and you say, listen, you want to know where the new ones are going to be made? We're going to continue to make the old ones. But Puebla's got a 55,000 person factory for VW, and they got a good educational workforce. It's $5 an hour, no real pollution control rules.
Yeah, $5 an hour instead of, the actual vehicle makers fighting for the right to get paid what they should be paid.
Not to be mentioned, have free health care. So you know what? You want to play ball? You want to keep doing this? Mexico.
Glad to see you're standing up for the American worker here, Jim. Thanks for that.
Well, no, I was a union member twice. One was completely corrupt when I led a wildcat strike and was fired.
Oh, okay.
That was not good.
But in this case, you seem to believe that the automakers have
Well, I just think that this man, and I like, the union, you could say that they're way behind, the wages aren't the same.
His point would be that they haven't kept up with even the pace of inflation since
So you go to 25. Are they not? Is he not satisfied with 25% increase? I think most of America's is. Ford's the most unionized company in America. It is.
What about the way that they say they're going to strike, which would be not across the board,
well,
but
Stellantis is the one that you want to go. Oh, you mean targeted factories?
Yes, targeted factories.
So you target the F-150 because it makes a lot of money. The F-150 hybrid. They can build a hybrid very easily in Monterrey.
B of A took a crack at that, what they're calling a standing strike, where you go after individual facilities. Right. Their argument is it'd be very difficult and inefficient for any of the operators to coexist with that. So they see likely, if it goes that way, makes sense to shut down, lay off the workers, and restart if and when you get a deal.
Well, look, I think this man... I would not say that Sean Fain is a paper tiger had they...
You just said he was a paper tiger.
No, I said I wouldn't say if they had raised a lot of money in a strike fund. Their strike fund is 5 weeks. Well, they can pay you $500, $600 a week, and then you're out of money. People like to get paid. You can't hold out. I mean, these guys are not
you're just
running
basing
backs.
It solely on the fact that
they're not like a running back who's going to hold out and get a big deal. There's no big deal if you hold.
Yeah, Kramer's so fucking full of shit and shows he's a corporate shill. He's essentially attacking workers for the company. That's what he's doing. He may go, "Whoa, this is part of it twice." If you cared about workers, you would support their strike.
Hold out. And you've got to put food on the table. I'm just saying that Sean Fain, when you listen to him, he sounds like he's the president of the United States. No, president of something higher than the United States. He's not. and he won by a very slim amount. And I have a factory in Mexico. Let me tell you something. It's fantastic.
So,
He sounded like he was almost gonna cry. Oh my God, workers want to get paid what they're worth. Record profits are unpaid wages. Because it sure as fuck isn't taking care of the actual worker. You know, and it only seems like that money goes to a handful of people. But, yeah, Kramer, fucking idiot. And let's see. And then this goober, Tim Gurner, the Australian CEO, is like, I think there needs to be pain. They need to know who they work for. Well, I'll play it for you, let you listen here.
I think the problem that we've had is that we have people decided they didn't really want to work so much anymore through COVID, and that has had a massive issue on productivity. You know, tradies have definitely pulled back on productivity. You know, they have been paid a lot to do not too much in the last few years, and we need to see that change. We need to see unemployment rise. Unemployment has to jump 40, 50% in my view. We need to see pain in the economy. We need to remind people that they work for the employer, not the other way around. I mean, there's been a systematic change where employees feel the employer is extremely lucky to have them, as opposed to the other way around. So it's a dynamic that has to change. We've got to kill that attitude, and that has to come through hurting the economy, which is what the whole global, the world is trying to do. The governments around the world are trying to increase unemployment to get that to some sort of normality. And we're seeing it. I think every employer now is seeing it. I mean, there is definitely massive layoffs going off. People might not be talking about it, but people are definitely laying people off, and we're starting to see less arrogance in the employment market, and that has to continue because that will cascade across the cost balance.
The only arrogance I see is you dumb, rich, Mr. Moneybags. Yeah, oh, they have this idea that they don't work for us and that they should get paid a reasonable wage. Screw these tiny workers. I think they should suffer pain. Let's increase unemployment. You assholes are the ones screwing over the world and making one of the worst generations. And again, fuck you, you piece of garbage. You piece of trash. You're a trash human being. But yeah, again, idiot number 2, Gerber, or Gurner, or whatever the heck his name is, Tim Gurner. And a bit of a note here. This is also the same idiot that, hey, you can't afford things, well, maybe you better stop having avocado toast. You know, the basic rich asshole ideation. He should never be looked to for any decent advice. He's a trash human being. Anyway, I just wanted to share this with y'all, let y'all see if it's something you'd like me to continue to work with as a series. Like I said, I meant to put this out on a Sunday, but meh, what are you gonna do? Anyway, as always, educate thyself, think, read, study, learn. Someone tells you something you have trouble believing, ask them to cite their sources. I'll be putting these links to these videos in the description box below the video. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you all in the next one. Until then, later.